Did you start your online business excited, motivated, fired up, pumped up, ready to walk in your purpose, serve more people, make more money, experience more freedom, and possibly leave your 9 to 5 job? But it's been about 1 to 2 years and you haven't made the amount of money that you thought you would have made by now. You're frustrated. You're wondering to yourself, why is this not happening for me? You know that you're smart. You know that you're capable. You've been able to do hard things before, but online business is feeling extra hard. And you're like, okay, what gives? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you why that is, but most importantly, what you're going to be able to do about it. But first, you have to understand that you have a high level degree skill. And so, what you do for your 9 to 5 job now comes so easy for you. You could do it in your sleep. You have developed a level of confidence and competence in what you do for work. So, you're not efforting very much. It comes easy. Now that you have started an online business, even if you are using your degree skills and some other skills that you might have, you also have to learn new skills, business skills, sales, marketing, content creation. And for many of you, this is the first time you're actually putting yourself out there in public to be seen. Maybe you want to make videos. Maybe you're creating content on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, but you're putting yourself out there for the first time and you kind of expected things to just take off. Because what you've done is you've transferred your confidence and competence from your 9 to 5 job into your online business, and it doesn't quite work that way because these new skills that you are learning and have to learn, not just a little bit, but learn a lot of it because there's depth to the knowledge in business, you're feeling uncomfortable. You are feeling discomfort, and the body will always run away from pain and discomfort. So, this is where you are likely falling into one of the very first traps that people fall into when they start to feel all of that discomfort. They run away by learning more knowledge. They basically consume everything that they can in order to run away from taking action, run away from implementing. And I'm using the word run away, it's a little bit strong, but you get what I mean. You are avoiding feeling any kind of discomfort because you don't like that. It's been a long time since you've had to feel any pressure or discomfort. And so the skills that you need to actually learn that are really pertinent, you're not learning them. You're taking a lot of action, but the action you're taking is comfortable. It's very easy for you to learn something, but learning something is not the same thing as implementing something. It's easy to accumulate the knowledge, but being able to put that knowledge into practice, that's a different ballgame. And if you've been trying to do it by yourself, that's also why you're running into trouble. And this is trap number 2, trying to do it all by yourself without seeking out help. Now, one of the things that I always like to say is you have got to align yourself with a coach or with a mentor so that they can lead you along the path, not just for you to learn from, but for you to learn how to implement for your business specifically. Because there's so much information out here, you could be consuming information that isn't pertinent to your business model or isn't relevant to the stage of business that you might be in. And you've got to also understand, well, what is your major sticking point right now in your business? Are you having trouble with attracting an audience? Are you having trouble bringing in the leads or converting leads into buyers? Is it a content issue and learning how to speak to your audience? Are you just shy and you haven't been able to really put yourself out there, so you're not showing up as much as you would like to, and so now people can't find you? Or is it a sales problem? And maybe you do sales calls and you're like, I don't know what to say on the call. Or you know what to say, but maybe you're afraid to charge. Or you say the price and your voice sounds shaky. It could be a number of things. Everything will influence everything else. But if you are only consuming the same kind of knowledge and your business hasn't changed or shifted or looks different in any kind of way, then you probably don't know how to consume the knowledge in a way that shows you how to apply it. And so this is why it's really important to have some kind of coach or mentor. It is impossible, literally impossible, to watch what other people are doing and try to mimic that, because the actions you see people take, they are intentional. We're not out here throwing spaghetti up on the wall. It might look like we're just doing a little bit of everything, but the truth of the matter is there is intentionality around the things that we create. There is thought process on why we do this versus that. And everyone's business model is also going to look different. And so you're trying to possibly copy what people are doing on the outside, but you're not understanding why they're choosing to do that in the first place. So you likely have a large vision and you are seeing what other people are doing online, and you have a massive vision, which is perfect and beautiful, and you should. But you have a shark-like vision and you want a shark-sized business, but you are currently at the capacity of a goldfish bowl. And I don't mean that in any harsh way. I want to just give you the representation of why this feels so difficult, because you are trying to fit a shark into a fishbowl and there's no space for it. Now, not only is there probably no space for it because your belief system might not be on board yet, but you've got a life. You're very likely still working a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you have children, you've got a spouse, you might be taking care of parents, you just have a real life. You have so many things going on that it's taking up your energy, it's taking up capacity. And so you don't have the capacity to necessarily take the action because maybe you're tired and or fatigued, or every time you go to take an action, it feels challenging. And so then you go do something else. And so your capacity essentially is a lot smaller than you like it to be. But you have this inflated image around your capability. And it's not wrong, but you're living in the gap. You're not actually living up to the image of how you know you can be. And that's also why it's so frustrating, because you see yourself in this vision, you see yourself bigger, but you're like, why am I not performing at the level that I know I can be at? Well, we have got to grow this fishbowl, if you will, because what we end up doing is trying to think bigger and grow the vision of the shark, but we need to grow the capacity of ourselves. We need to have the energy to be able to put into our business, which means that we need to have a very specific plan and business model and strategies that we are following that are in alignment for you. And everything has a place. And so I don't want you taking, or trying to take, I should say, action on like step 15, but really you're on step 2, right? And so those puzzle pieces don't fit. So in order for you to truly experience more success, you are going to have more depth of discomfort. I just want you to think about a tree for a second. How deep do those roots go? The depth of the root indicates the altitude of the tree. And not just altitude, but stability of the tree. We've got to have roots. You would never just come and like put a tree on top of the grass. It would just topple over, not even with wind. If somebody just came and blew on it, right? It would fall down. It wouldn't have any stability. And so right now, what you are experiencing is roots being put into the ground. Now, you got started in your business, you were excited, you were just like motivated and fired up. And so you developed some roots, but it started to get hard and uncomfortable. You got frustrated, maybe you got distracted, and your vision got blindsided with more distraction, more frustration, maybe some doubt and some fear, some overwhelm, anxiety, all those things creeped in. And so it made you push away from feeling any kind of discomfort. So the roots that are supposed to be growing down, they're not growing down anymore. But you still want a tree that bears fruit. You still want the shark-sized business, but you haven't grown the fishbowl. And so I want you to take into consideration that the more discomfort you feel, the more success you will have. And that success is an accumulation of discomfort, and discomfort felt for a longer period of time. This is almost like, the guy who's digging for gold and he doesn't get any goal, but he keeps digging. And then he just finally gives up because he doesn't think he's going to ever hit it. And somebody else goes to dig for that goal. And guess what? They get the goal. The thing about that is oftentimes when we are so close to our breakthrough, it's right when the pressure starts increasing. So you want to move through your journey, move through more discomfort. So you start actually feeling more pressure and you start understanding how to hold that pressure. Here's the thing about success. Success is a sensation. And every emotion that we feel as we are on our journey in business creates a sensation. So for example, maybe you are creating content on one of the social media platforms. It could be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. And as you are putting out your content, you feel the sensation of some fear. You feel the sensation of maybe not feeling good enough yet, or potentially people judging you or somebody criticizing you. You're feeling vulnerable. That's a sensation. Maybe you've got some worry that somebody might say something and tell you what you put up there isn't any good. You're taking action, but at the same time, you're not really leaning into those feelings or those emotions. And so you're moving and taking the action, but it might be slow because you don't want to feel that level of sensation all at once. So instead of posting content every single day like you could on social media, you're like once a week, or it takes you a long time to do something because what you're doing is you're stalling from feeling any kind of discomfort. And because you are stalling, it means you are stalling your success. Yeah, I said it. You are stalling your success. So the very thing you said you want, you are stalling. You're basically steering yourself away from the success that you say that you want because you haven't yet felt sensation. You haven't yet allowed yourself to feel that kind of sensation because success is an accumulation of sensation. And so we have to have the capacity in our physical body, in our emotional scope to be able to feel more. Oprah once said, if you can't handle one person not liking you, you're not going to be able to handle 1,000, tens of thousands, because it's one multiplied. And so if one is bothering you, one is making you play small or pull back or shrink or not really boldly use your voice online, I guarantee you your level of playing small is what is holding back your business because you are resisting that discomfort. And if you desire to grow a business, you desire to serve more people, not make more money, you desire to serve more people, you desire to have an impact. You've got to get more exposure, and you also have to be okay with people not liking you. Now, why did I say not make more money? I'm not here to say that money is not important. Money is extremely important. It is right up there with oxygen. But what tends to happen is you are now treating your business like a means to an end, and you have prioritized money over prioritizing service to the people. And so now you're showing up to the platform to try to get something from social media, to get something from the people, but yet you are not giving and serving the audience. And so let's say you have an issue with feeling vulnerable and showing up and using your voice boldly online. Now you're showing up once a week, maybe twice a week, and you're resisting anybody not liking you. But every time you show up once or twice a week, you expect to get something. You expect that somebody is going to pay you money. The other thing is are you even good yet at the content you are creating? Are you speaking the language that your audience is speaking and that your ideal clients is speaking? Have you positioned your content in a way that they're going to understand what you're saying and you're building connection with them? Because even though you're showing up and you're expecting to get, now we have to look at, well, do you have the skill set needed to do that? And let's say maybe you're on the flip side. You're somebody who's showing up every single day and you're doing the thing, but your skill isn't good. Now you're avoiding the discomfort of what it means to learn that new skill. So any which way you want to spin it, there is an avoidance of discomfort. So if you are not feeling uncomfortable more often than not, then it's very likely you're going to continue to be in the exact same place. But here's the thing. Even if you did have a spike in your income and you had a high month where a lot of clients came in, a lot of students bought into whatever it is you sell, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to sustain that month after month after month after month. And that's why I say you can't just focus on the money. You want to focus on building the skill to help you make the money and ensuring that you can truly service the people that you are here to serve. And so you got to have those two things. So any which way you look at it, you got to lean in. You have got to lean in to more discomfort. And the thing about 9-to-5 jobs is that it doesn't expose you to this kind of discomfort. You don't have to be confident. You don't have to believe in yourself. You don't even really have to be good at what you do. But your money is going to hit the account every single Friday. You know you're going to get paid. You can go in not feeling well and you're going to get paid. Someone could get better if you treat patients. Someone could get better or not get better. You're still going to get paid. You could have like zero confidence, zero belief in your skill, but you'll still get paid. Online business and entrepreneurship doesn't work that way. You've got to have more levels of belief. You've got to have more faith. You've got to believe in yourself and what you sell and the way that you're helping your people. You've got to believe in your thoughts, your ideas, your perspectives, the way you do something. You can't always be looking around in the crowd like, what are they all doing? And comparing yourself. Because you're always going to see something that you don't like about you and that you love about them. And so these are all these micro traps that you're likely falling into that is having you avoiding leaning into discomfort. And the thing about entrepreneurship is that you are starting this journey not in a classroom, like how you started likely in grad school, in a classroom where everybody is learning at the same pace. You can look around and feel comfortable because everybody is doing the same thing. But in entrepreneurship, I don't want to say you're by yourself. I don't want to say you're lonely because there are communities, there are spaces you can enter where people are, peers and maybe closer to your playing field. And maybe you're in a container where maybe there is people making more money than you that you can learn from, but there's also people that are closer to your level to not make you feel alone. But essentially, there's no classroom, if you will, in entrepreneurship unless you specifically find a mentor or a community or a coach that has people together. And that's one of the reasons why I have a group coaching program is because people get to come together. I offer one-on-one services, but I also have a group program that allows people to be in a classroom because you learn from each other and you get to understand kind of how someone else is thinking, learn from them, they get to learn from you, and you get to have this built-in support where there's no comparison. Everybody's there to help everybody win. And so we all lean into discomfort together. I give y'all some push. It's some tough love in there, but I give y'all some push. And the reason for that push is because I know it's so easy for you to slip back into complacency and to take action in everything that's comfortable, to take action and it lead nowhere because you're not doing the thing that is going to lead to the result. You're just doing more of the same. So I want you to ask yourself, how much discomfort have you been sitting in? And are you ready to sit in more discomfort? Because that is the only way you are going to get to higher levels of success is by depth of discomfort. So drop in the comment. I would love to know what is the next step you are going to take in order to feel uncomfortable, in order to feel more discomfort. What is your next step? Drop it in the comments. Let us know so we can support you. And I will see you all in another video. Bye.